to the PI show. My name's Harry Nowicki. I'm a personal injury lawyer. I'm here together with Tony Carbone, who's a personal injury lawyer.
Welcome, viewers.
And Kathy, who's another personal injury lawyer. There's three of us here.
Welcome,
There
Kathy.
is. Thank you very much for having me on the show again.
Now, Tony, we're leading off with what's in the news, but we're going to have an in-depth or lengthy discussion about
Harry,
what's in the news.
in the news is the story of the David Jones case. Christy Fraser Kirk suing David Jones, Mark McGuinness and the directors of David Jones in relation to allegations of sexual misconduct by the former CEO who left his job and went overseas to avoid the media and everything else. But very interesting case, Harry, because it's pertinent to every business in the country and overseas and everywhere else, because these allegations of harassment, misconduct, sexual, whatever description are pretty important in everyday commerce.
Well, I think what's attracted partly the headlines throughout Australia and probably overseas is the claim for what's called punitive damages, and they've estimated it in the sum of $35 million, and we have obtained a copy of the pleadings, that is what has been lodged in the Federal Court of Australia on the 2nd of August this year, and the pleadings put the claim for punitive damages in the document, but it claims that the money from punitive damages will go to a charity. Now, that's not the sum total of damages that would be claimed in this case. It would be claimed for what's called compensatory damages, and that would go to her,
Yes.
and punitive damages would go to a charity. So the headlines seem to suggest that the whole of the damages will go to charity, which is not the case. Now, Kathy, what we're going to do is sort of probably go through the pleadings, that is what's alleged in court. We haven't seen a defence.
No, we haven't.
And it's before the court, so all we can do is comment on, as lawyers, as personal injury lawyers, on what's called the pleadings. Yes. And the pleadings set out in a lot of detail what the allegations are, and also set out how the claim is put in terms of breaches of the law. Now, she claims personal injury lawyers are interested in this.
Of significance is that what we're going to discuss tonight hasn't been tested in court yet.
No.
So basically, I think the viewers should know that none of what we're discussing is evidence or has been tested. It's just allegations at this stage.
Yeah.
So we're just basically working off the framework of what we do know.
Look,
and we don't know much at this stage, Kathy, because...
No, that's right. It's a controversial topic and a much media debated topic as well. And also something that we have to give consideration to is, would this actually give rise, or in terms of the allegations that are alleged in this particular statement of claim, would they amount to the compensation amount or the punitive damages of 35 mil if it were harassment in a small workplace? I mean, these are all issues because it's a large organisation. Obviously, it's attracting a much heavier debate around the allegations.
Well, in this country, I don't think I'm aware of, and I don't think Harry is either, that of a case where someone sued for 5% of a company's profits. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, it's a pleading which I guess is might be prevalent in the United States.
Yeah.
And in England and Australia, I've never seen a claim of this sort
I've
for
heard
punitive
of
damages.
Yeah, punitive,
right.
which is known as
punishment.
Punishment damages.
Yeah.
You've seen in the States.
Yes.
You know, there was...
And the punishment is to discourage future conduct of the
right.
organisation.
That's right.
And the punitive damages are pleaded as 5% of the profit of David Jones from 03 to 010.
Which was the term of
Mark McGuinness's employment.
But
and 5% of his income too.
And 5% of his income as well.
Yes.
That's right. But then, I mean, something else to also look at. Granted that he was actually an employee for that period of time, but and CEO. Why isn't it though for the looked at to obtain the damages for the period of time that Miss Kirk was actually working there?
Well, that's
an
called...
interesting point too.
That's it. I mean, technically speaking, she was there from 2008 until now 2010.
That's a good point.
So why are the 5% punitive damages being raised from 2003?
That's an interesting
point. It's a large
point.
scale.
Yes.
Yeah. it's what might be called an ambit claim. And,
that's right. I mean, it can always be discussed. It's at the court's discretion
what we
at the
might
end
do,
of
I
the day.
think, is just start up with these facts, Harry, because otherwise time flies as we
so
know.
look,
and also there's much to talk about as
there
well.
is,
Isn't there?
there's a lot to talk about. Now, the way it's pleaded in the document is that the first incident, or perhaps we give a history of Christy Fraser Kirk. I think she's 25-year-old, around 25.
25 years of
She
age.
started with David Jones, temporary employment as an assistant to Damien Eales, who plays an important part in this case, and he's the Group General Manager of Financial Services and Marketing. So she started off as temporary employment to him, then she was promoted, that was in early 08, then she was promoted in August 08 to Marketing Coordinator, and then in December 08 she was Publicity Coordinator, and she remained that till she resigned on the 10th of June 2010. Now, the first incident she alleges occurred on a Sunday at the Balmain home of Damien Eales. There was a luncheon, 23rd of May 2010. Now, it was a luncheon to
They're trying to renew a contract with Gay Waterhouse, the famous horse trainer.
Now, we're not
They
sure.
were celebrating Tony, not trying, so we know that she was actually going to move into that role.
Okay, they renewed the contract and they're celebrating the
So
renewal.
we're not sure how long the luncheon occurred, but what she says happened at the luncheon is the following. Mark McGuinness made suggestive comments about a dessert and of a sexual nature, so he made a comment. He made one unwelcome advance, which was he touched her. The third thing that happened was he asked her back to his home in Bondi, and the suggestion was to have a sexual liaison. And the fourth allegation is that he hugged her and lifted her off her feet, and again asked her back to Bondi. So that's what happened on the 23rd. We don't know how many people were at the luncheon. We don't know how long it took. We don't know whether people had drunk any alcohol. We don't know a lot about the luncheon, but that's the first step in all of
Harry,
this.
of significance in relation to that particular date is that she says there were people in close proximity, but she doesn't say that they actually witnessed or heard anything.
That's right. They were there at the luncheon.
Harry, the producer and director, is telling us to go to the sponsors break. So, look, we're going to have to go to a sponsors break, viewers. So please don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you.